Hey everybody, David from Flash by V Cycle Nut here for round one of the WMRRA race season with my ZX4RR for its second full season of racing. Changed classes a little bit on me. They kicked me out of the lightweight superbike class. Not real happy about it. I think it's a bit silly and whatever. But so we're gonna have one class where I gotta race against Aprilia RS 660s, which I'll be totally outgunned on, but will still be fun. And I get them in middleweight super sport. A little cloudy. Yesterday was gorgeous for practice. I had to work through some issues. My lap timer wasn't working, so I don't know what kind of laps I was running. But bike felt good. Switched over to Pirelli tires. I have a very different feel than the Dunlop, a lot softer sidewall, so getting used to that. But overall, so far, I like them. We'll see how today goes. So we'll just do one onboard at the end of the video, but just go through how my days went. So this was Saturday qualifying. We all qualifying one session, best lap time counts. We're in a 2:03.3, nowhere near my best lap of the weekend, but it was a little damp and a little sketchy. And it was still enough to get me on pole for my first race, as you'll see. First race of the year, the grids are always a little smaller. It was Easter weekend, which I'm sure contributed to it. There was only 4 people in my first race, which was middleweight supersport. I started on pole, and I converted that into a drum roll, into a win. Somehow I didn't screenshot my lap time breakdown on this, but I won the race by almost 6 seconds. Most of my lap times were in the 2:02s. I think I had one high 2:01. So pretty consistent race, real happy with it. Get the first race, double points. So this really is a good start to my season in middleweight supersport. And my second race of the day was middleweight superbike, like I said, against a lot of Aprilia RS 660s and some other various stuff. Race was going really pretty well for about 2.5, 3 laps, and then my visor completely fogged up. Really lost my concentration, and my lap time suffered. I'll show you the lap times in a second, but I could have finished a lot better. It was a shame about the fogging of the shield. And you can see that the first laps, the lap times don't count because we don't run the chicane on the first lap. So depending on how far back you start from the start-finish line, you can really click off a crazy lap time on that one. But you can see second lap, I was already in the mid-201s. My visor started to get a little foggy on that next lap, and it slowed me down a little bit. And then it just completely went to shit. And at 2:04, I was able to get a little bit back with that 2:02, and then a 2:05, which was my worst lap of the whole entire weekend. So not a great race for me. Was a little bit disappointed, but you know, this is racing. Sunday morning here at the Ridge, round one. Yesterday went really well. I won my middleweight supersport race by 5 or 6 seconds, which was awesome. In the class where I was racing against a bunch of the Aprilias, started out really good. Ran my best lap of the weekend so far at 2:01.5, and then my visor totally steamed up. I lost concentration, focus, and then dropped back from there, finished something like 10th. So today is going to be the same kind of format, middleweight supersport where my bike will be competitive, and then middleweight 450 superbike where again I'll be battling with those Aprilias and I'll be seriously outgunned, but we'll do the best I can. Hopefully, I'd love to really get to a 2-minute flat first weekend this month or this season. So bike's running great. Lap timer never worked. I think I got a faulty unit, which is a real bummer. But so yeah, here we go. Get it done. And you can see there was only 3 people in the class because the other guy dropped off for Sunday. Again, Easter Sunday, I'm guessing he went home. And so again, on pole position, and converted that into another win. You can see this time I won by like 30 seconds. So it had kind of to spritz a little bit, like drizzle. And I guess it freaked Trevor and Cumpy out, and they kind of slowed down a little bit. And I just kept my head down. And while I didn't run the fastest lap of my weekend yet, I did run really, really consistent times, which I was really happy with. So there was a lot of crashes over the weekend. So even though it looks like there's 13 people in my class, there wasn't that many. I think there was just 6 of us that ended up racing, and I finished 5th, which sounds horrible, but I had a really good battle. This is the race I'm going to play the video for. Got a little spooked on the last lap when at the chicane when another rider ran really deep and then ran back onto the racing line kind of really spooked me and took that edge out of it. I was hoping to pass for third, which to put on the podium would have been really cool, but it didn't happen. But my lap times were very consistent, very fast. Ran a couple 2:01.3, so they were my fastest laps of the weekend. Overall, really happy with the weekend. 2 race wins, which gives me a good solid lead in middleweight super sport championship at the moment. And just rode really well and consistent, and felt within myself really like the Pirelli tires. So we got Portland next weekend. So looking to add to and just continue to improve with my riding, and working on, of course, all the things that we're always working on. So my big lessons this month was really being more patient with the throttle, and really killing the brakes early in the brake zone. You'll see in the video, I need to lift up my sack and grow a set. Sometimes on the brakes, I kind of was there and just kind of didn't really make the stick. That will not happen next time. I will do better at those last few feet on the brakes. So I hope you liked the video. I think it's pretty good. There's some good passing, some good racing. And thanks, guys, for watching. Remember to subscribe and a like button for more motorcycle-related content. Peace out. Keep that dirty side down.